introduce yourself, please.
All right, hi. I'm Jaki. I'm a Tlingit photographer from Alaska originally who moved here with his Portuguese wife. I've only been here for like 4 months or so, but I've made a couple friends that have shown me around the city, and I've just taken to walking as much as I can to find as many interesting places around. So that's hopefully what I'm here to do today with you.
And so, how did you get into photography, Jaki?
That is a winding story. My mom has always been a photographer. She's always given me any sort of photography gear that I wanted. It wasn't her main thing, but she lived in Alaska, had a wonderful camera, took hundreds and hundreds of slides that she's still trying to convert right now to digital. And so she always had the gear if I wanted it. That's kind of adorable, actually.
So what are the differences in terms of like your photography process from taking your long exposure water photography to your city street photography?
A subject matter is there is just a scene. You're in this gorgeous scene with the long exposure. Like part of it is kind of like where maybe the river would be your focus. You're still just kind of blurring it out to a point of which it'd be like the river's motion is now just a cloudy, interesting nothingness. Whereas with street photography, you're trying to find often like an interesting person or an interesting scene with something happening in it. Something cool, something strange, something weird. But like I also absolutely adore editing to a level of which is probably like unhealthy, because I'll find myself at 2 a.m. editing something instead of going to bed, and then realizing it's 2 a.m. having gone through all of these different ways of like trying to figure out how I want this scene to actually look. So
Where do you edit them? Which software?
I use Lightroom and Photoshop. Do you guys want to cross over real quick?
Yeah.
Get closer, yeah. I like to start in Lightroom and then do like the finer, like closer touches up in Photoshop.
What are you looking at?
Just drinking an orange juice down there, staring off into the ocean. I really enjoy people looking off, like wondering what the story is, like what they're thinking of. Are they thinking of something, or are they just enjoying their life right now?
And how do you find that taking pictures of people in street photography? Because that's something that a lot of amateur photographers feel quite nervous about, like interacting with people as the subject in their photography.
I'll admit, like going up to people and asking them for a photograph is still somewhat intimidating. Every once in a while I do, if I see someone that looks particularly great in a scene or something, or like just looks like they've dressed up in the nines and they want to be seen. So I'll ask if it's okay to take their photo. I've done that a couple times in Lisbon or with like a busker. But as far as taking the shots on just in general and stuff, I'm a pretty big guy. People don't generally get up in my face about things, so it's pretty advantageous in that way. My favorite place to take photos is not here in particular, but it's right past when you get to the, oh my God, the ferry station. There's an area right there where it's not as usually as popular as down here. You get some people out on the piers looking out at the sunset and such, or just having drinks together down there. It's usually a little bit more solitary than here, so you can find like just more like focused subjects rather than like a mass of people where it's hard sometimes to find, to single out a group or like one person.
Could you explain that?
Oh, it's just a solitary person. Kind of, it's hard to find, like I said, like a person by themselves out here sometimes. And so I just tried to grab him, line him up with the statue behind him. So it just kind of looks like they're right next to each other, and or right one-on-one in profile, and good to go. Yeah. And I take the camera up to my eye here. there's not much there besides me and the scene. Like I just connect to the camera. It kind of calms me. It's just like that moment in time is where I'm at. There's not much else outside of that. It's almost similar to as if you're taking like a medication for ADHD. It's like you are able to then focus and you're in that moment and there's almost nothing else outside of that. And it's just nice. So I get lost in photography easily. So there's like a massive, probably emotional connection there that's unrealized in a way to me but it's very nice and helpful. It's just what I want to do. It's not that if I don't go a day without photography, it's not that I feel terrible about myself and I needed to do it. It's just like, it's what I'd rather be doing often. So, yeah, I'd say there's a pretty good emotional connection there then.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. It's just as much about the process as the outcome.
That was adorable. I do love finding different times of the day because there's always lights different everywhere.
I think it helps you become a better photographer and get to know your camera better as well. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Using it in different settings and environments.
Yeah. I try to leave it in manual as much as possible. Street photography, probably like a 250 shutter speed with like an f8 or something like that, so I can get the whole scene. But different times of day, you have to adjust that. So.
How did you learn about the technical side of photography?
Way too much YouTube. Like way too much YouTube. I took some classes, but every single camera is slightly different. And let me get out of the way here. So hours and hours of just getting lost in rabbit holes on YouTube has been probably the best way for me to just kind of learn about different bits and pieces of the photography. And then just getting out there and spending time with the camera. So like getting a base knowledge was great, but like the most helpful is just to get out and take hundreds and thousands of shots, realize what you did for the day was a terrible mistake that you overexposed or something like that, and then just adjust the next time you're out and don't worry about the fact that you didn't make that shot, because over a whole year I may take like 10,000 shots and I only really like love maybe under 20 of them, but I'll publish a couple hundred of them. But like, yeah, I'm not sure if you guys are like that, but I can take 1,000 shots in a day and only truly be like happy with like one of them. I like a lot more of them, but like the one that I'm like, yes, that's what I was here for. You've got such a great smile.
Yeah.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Alaska.
Alaska?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just really loved his smile. It was a pleasure, guys. Have a good day. All right, bye.
All right. There you go.
There we go. Like, that is so much out of my wheelhouse. I'm gonna be honest with you, just like stopping, but just chat with him real quick. Don't take the photo right away, maybe. You can probably get a good shot. I understand the concept of, I understand the concept of wanting to get the moment where you're not in control. They don't know what's taking the shot. They're just there. But sometimes people get mad at that shot. So just asking them for a shot, good to go.
Yeah.
Where do you want me for this scene?
Okay, I kind of like... I'm gonna get some of this nice light.
It's actually a very common color scheme around here.
Yeah, right?
Now that I'm looking at it, there's like the boxes over here are orange and white. The me photos orange and white. The bikers down there, orange and white.